Alright, so we're on an air handler here, and I keep finding my reset button tripped. So this was recently installed, maybe a year ago. First, I'm gonna check the amperage on my motor plate. Look at that belt. Yeah, check that belt, of course. Check my motor plate, running amps, get a reading on each leg, and I'm gonna go from there. But honestly, this belt, let me get up here. You see this here? The way this thing was mounted, I think it was put on this a little skewed. Let's see. I'm gonna actually look back at that just to see, because they couldn't use the original holes. They had to drill through and make it work, and I'm thinking that they might have skewed that belt a little bit to get it jumping like that. But we're gonna turn it off and see what's going on. Condition of the belt isn't bad. Tension isn't bad. Seems a little tight, honestly. But yeah, see, there's no way adjusting on the motor on the mount because of how they had to mount it. They just drilled holes through. And I think it might be off. I'm gonna look at this video to see. So my theory was not correct, and it is aligned. So moving on, and grab my multimeter. One 1.4. So 480. This is a 480 3-phase. Ring load amps should be 1.6, I think it said, for 480. So amperage is fine. That belt, something about that belt though, man. I'm telling you, something about that belt. I'm gonna check that. Let me check I got to check this out on here to see what my trip out limit is, or what it's gonna trip out at.
And we don't touch anything on this cart. No.
All right, I shall be back. So, issue is that I don't know if you can see. See the difference between that and that? But the issue is this goes down to 9 amps for 460, which that's what my motor is. My overload should be 1.6 to 1.8, and this overload is not, it's not rated for that. So it's my 120 signal for close. So I'm gonna do a voiceover real quick. This wire that I'm holding right here off the side here is not my 120 signal. This is labeled 98 normally open, is what 98 means on these Eaton heaters, or these Eaton overloads. So it's labeled 98. This 120, A1 and A2 are the 120 signal to close the contactor. This is a separate lug off to the side, which is an auxiliary lug. And just knowing things about this building, in my control panel there's a HOA switch, and I have all my HOA switches in one box, and on the box there is indicator lights, which are fault alarms. So long story short, my A1 and A2 are coming from a whole separate flex conduit than this 98, labeled 98 on this Eaton. A1 and A2 are not this. This is not my signal. So I did a little further research, and this is either, I'll put it like this, I'm gonna find out tomorrow what it is, but my suspicion is this goes to a light, an indicator light in the system that is in my control box. And in my control box, each one of these air handlers, they had a light that they used at one point in time. The building's old, so you know things change, and all of the wires to these lights are cut off. So I think this does not need to be landed on my new contactor, because the wiring that I believe at this point it goes to is obsolete. So I'm gonna cap this wire when I put the new one on, and test function, test everything. Now if I wire everything up, and this is part of a series safety or something like that, then at that point I will put this wire back on 98 on my new contactor and see. But the thing that makes me kind of know that this is not doing anything is that there's nothing on 97. 95 and 96 normally close. 97, 98 normally open. And from what I remember, there's only a wire on 98. So you, electrically speaking, for something to close or open, you need two wires. And if there's only wire on 98, then this is an obsolete wire. That's how I came to that conclusion. We're gonna continue though. Transformer. Okay. So I think this needs to be replaced. I think that's the issue. Should be able to find that fairly simply. I will see though. Found this little bugger here, and Seems it was making contact, but also seems that something charred up. So, this as well, this thing is rated, this overload is rated for 14 to 9 amps. My motor at 460 should only reach tops 1.8 amps. This is 9 to 14. And it looks like I might have lost a leg at one point, but this bugger probably protect my motor from grinding out off of losing a leg. So, a couple different things that are interesting here. I don't like how that is either. And that's the wire there that I just pulled on that I would not be landing on my new contactor because I don't think it serves any purpose at this point. And the way it was landed in the first place with the stranded wire, I feel like it should have had a spade on it anyway, but let's go. Yeah, I do not like that. That's my signal coming in from here. Okay, well, I will replace this for sure because that definitely burnt up. So that's the next thing I'm gonna do. So what I basically did right here, or what I'm doing is, this is a school, so, nap time, I'm gonna give them cooling because I have 3 balanced loads on 277. I'm gonna just give myself some copper here to get across that L2. As far as safety of doing this is a temporary what I'm doing. So I will not keep it like that. I will run it and I will turn it off before I go home so that it will not crank on when my BAS kicks on in the morning. But like I said, there was a balanced running amps on it and I felt that I could safely run it. The belt was good, alignment, everything was good. Nothing was shaking, moving violently. So I felt it was safe to run, and it was. This is a couple days later, and I've ran it for about 4 hours each day as I waited for the part just to get cooling. Parents picking up their kids, they don't want to walk in and, it's 92 outside, 78 inside. So just a temporary fix. Don't beat me. Don't do too much on that. 277 on each. Oh, I could do it here. Okay. 277 on each leg. This is what I need. It's from 1 to 5 amps. There's a T there coming down. I'm just gonna replace both. I mean, shoot, 408 supply house. Hey, that's what I thought I should do, so that's what I'm doing. But cause the middle of there was charred. All up in there was charred, and I might as well just replace it. So yeah.